Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. My name is Danielle. Many of you know me as Elle, and this is my spiritual journey. Okay, so today I would like to share with you like 3 or 4 things that I use regularly, not every day, but regularly in my spiritual practice. These things are not going to be in order, first of all. Second of all, it's not going to include anywhere near the amount of things and tools that I use in on a regular basis. As I explain them to you, you'll see why I don't use them daily, but I use them regularly. And then you'll also see how my list can easily expand, but I don't want to make this a really long video. So, no particular order, things that I use regularly would be essential oils. And y'all know I keep my essential oils handy. And let's see, a mason jar for drinking. I have a chat with my ancestors and my higher self. And then I also have my tarot deck. Now, let's start with the essential oils. Essential oils, I'm not using specific, like a specific one. I mix my oils and I will just say it like this, like mint, anytime that I'm using mint, mint is something that I have programmed myself that when I use mint, it is for grounding, it is for security, it is for protection. So it's more of that, for me, it's more of that masculine. It's more of that, I got you. You good. Let's go out and let's do this, whatever this may be. So it's that kind of thing. It's also like, let's say that somebody's supposed to be coming over, right? And it could be just like in Mexico. When I was in Mexico, someone may be coming over to do some kind of work on the condo. Like, I'm gonna spray that. It is just to be protecting. I also would put up certain energy barriers, so that anybody who crosses over, you have X, Y, and Z like going on with you. So, just those kinds of things. And so that's a as needed type thing. But going back to the essential oils, so that's something that peppermint oil would be used for. It's going to be a protection thing. And then I also may use like bergamot. So bergamot to me is going to be something that's more uplifting and like, yeah, yeah. And then I may have, something that's like one of the woods, a sandalwood, a cedar wood, something like that. That's going to be something that's definitely more grounding. I may use that, let's say, before I do a tarot reading or just something that's going to bring me, if I'm transitioning from one activity to another. Let's say that I just was doing some cooking and now I really need to come down from that energy to doing something like connecting, right? And so that I'm going to use sprays. Sprays is kind of like a thing how, okay, some people use Florida water for a lot of their things that they're doing spiritual when they're transitioning from one thing to another before they touch their decks, before they do anything. They're going to be spraying Florida water. They're going to be using Florida water. So that's kind of like how I would use my oils. That's how I use my oils. Also, how people will sage their houses, use Palo Santo, things like that. I'm going to use my sprays. And again, my sprays, I have a whole lot of different sprays. I'm looking at a completely different spray now because I brought this spray in with me from a different room. And so I have another one that's in this room. They're they're all over. I have a spray that is in my purse. Like I have sprays all over, but they have their different meanings. It's just like if you have someone who has crystals, which I have crystals as well. And you may want to bring that with you. So, like for me, a scent, a smell is going to do something, but a stone is something else. So I can have a stone in my pocket, in my back pocket, and it could be like, okay, this is attraction, that's in my pocket, and I'm carrying attraction around with me, but I've also have a spray. And maybe I'll spray that on my clothes. Maybe I'll spray it in my hands. Maybe I even sprayed it in my hair. It's just depending on how I'm feeling that day. Yeah, I use my sprays the same way a lot of people use a lot of different modalities, but I have it all where I'm having it in my spray. My sprays are charged. They're for different reasons. Let's say that, is it this one? This one is going to have, it has some grounding in it from an essential oil that is charged for grounding. It also has protection in it. And then it also has a scent that is just like to calm me down. So it's like that cozy blanket, like, and so that's what I use, like for before I started this video, actually. So yeah, things like that. That's the essential oils. All kinds of things. I charge the essential oils. I mix and blend them. Typically, you're not going to see me with just one scent. I'm going to have multiple scents in each bottle, and each bottle is for something different. I may, just because it smells good doesn't mean I'm going to use it. I may need to be in a certain phase, a certain energy, and so I may have a spray to help accelerate me to get me to that space. Hope that makes sense. Let's see. The mason jar, guys. Okay, so mason jar. I love drinking out of mason jars, glass for sure. But then I can also like charge my water. If I'm not drinking water, let's say that I have made some ginger water. Let's say that I've made some lemon water. I can charge those things, and those things can go along with whatever I'm needing that boost in. Let's say that I'm just needing, to do the self-love, right? Like I want to do where I want to eat better, right? And so that water is going to be charged with self-love. And every time I drink that water, it's going to be going through me and filling me up with self-love. And because I am being mindful about the water that I charged, and each time I go to drink the water, then I'm like, okay, let's make great choices today. And so it's just that kind of thing. It could also be, attraction. Maybe I'll charge my water with attraction, and then maybe I'll put a certain spray on, or maybe I'll carry a certain stone. Notice that stones aren't on my list, but all those things just to blend in. And then maybe I have a certain color on that makes me feel great for whatever it is I want to attract. And then I'll go out and do whatever I'm gonna do, right? Even if I'm just going shopping. So, that's the mason jar. Let's see, having a chat with my people. So my people and my higher self. Okay, so like this is like a roundtable event, right? And so let's say that I want to talk to my ancestors to get, oh, I'll tell you, a little bit ago, I had a chat. I think I told y'all this. I had a chat with my people, and I was like, look, am I the only one out here that's like embracing spirituality like this? Like going for my abilities, not just psychic, but the healing, like all of the things, because we can be and have all the things. Am I the only one? And so, I was like, raise your hand. Even if they raise their hands, yeah, I was not gonna know who they are because these people have been dead since before my people were born, right? So before my parents were even thought of and born, like these people were actually alive, lived their life, and died. And so I'm talking to them like, who? Raise your hand. And so they were like, I got something for you. And so they started showing me people who I know whether they are um, alive right now or they have died, but I actually had met them and knew them while they were alive. And so they started pointing out different people. And one of them, it was funny because I was just like, I knew it was something about her. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, it was her and she's dead now. But yeah, I was like, okay, 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 I got you. So, another thing, I want to talk more about my people and my higher self. So with the round table, so I can have that kind of conversation where I'm like, okay, so who, what, where? Tell me who else is spiritual, whatever the case is. But it's not like I view my ancestors as someone higher than me. We're all on the same field. We're all on the same level because they have experiences that they are bringing to the table. I have experiences that I'm bringing to the table, but I am living in the now. And the way that I envision it, it's like the way that my parents, when they had me, they want me to have a better life than what they had, right? So they allow certain doors to be open. They allowed me to experience different things because they want me to have a better life than they did. And so because I wouldn't be here without my ancestors, I feel the same way about them. They want me to have a better life than what they did. However, our experiences are different. We are living in completely different times. Like again, they were many, 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 many years and generations ago. So an example would be, let's say that, we are all at the round table because that's how I have a conversation with them. Let's say that we're all at the round table and my people are like, nah, you need to go talk to her. You need to go talk to him. You need to have that conversation. And I'm like, we using we using phones for that now. And so it's not just to hear them say what they would do in the situation, but to understand why. Okay. So like phones, communication, back then, you got some people that didn't have phones. They walked go talk to somebody to have a conversation. And then there were landlines. And then now we have cell phones. And so if I'm getting where I need to go talk to somebody, they're not meaning on the phone. Most likely they're not meaning on the phone because think about it. Back then, when you walked from one house to the other to talk to someone. You were in their physical presence. To be in somebody's physical presence, you're usually going to be giving more attention. And I don't know, but for me, if I'm in your physical presence, I'm not just tapping into how you feeling. I'm seeing like all of the things, all of my spiritual senses are also able to be with me while I'm having that conversation. If I'm on the phone, man, you can have somebody else in a room with you, and your feeling that you're feeling may be due to somebody else that's in the house with you or that's in the room with you. But I'm gonna be picking up on your energy, and it's gonna feel like you doing that to me, but it's really because it's somebody else in the room. Anyway, so when they say to meet up, it's not like you can be like, nah, like we use cell phones now. When you're on a cell phone, you could be in the car, you could be anywhere, but you're not going to be giving that full attention. You're not going to be able to engage all of the senses with that person. So it's like you have the round table discussion because like, man, I've already talked to them, and it's not working. Well, when your people come in and they say to talk to them, it's probably a different kind of talk to them. It's probably not getting on the cell phone and talking to them. It's probably not a text message. It's probably not a video chat, right? It's probably something where you need to be there in person. So it's just that kind of thing, not just hearing what to do, but understanding why to do it. And so together, my highest self, and then me to ask all the different questions in between, we can come up with, okay, this is the best way to proceed with this matter right here. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Excuse me. Now let's go to tarot. Okay, so tarot is easy. I use tarot cards on a regular basis, but I use them for different reasons. Let's say that I want to connect with my people, but my energy is on 10, right? And so if I want to connect with my people, it's usually easier for me to be more mellow in energy to connect to my people. So my tarot cards, y'all, are going to come in handy dandy if I want an answer right now. Like there are going to be two things that I can do to get an answer right now. Go jump in the shower, another spiritual tool that I use that I did not tell y'all about, but I can go jump in the shower. Answers come to me, clarity comes to me. I'm just easy when I take a shower because it's just like I can pour out and then receive. And then tarot cards, like what I would do in the instance of tarot cards is I would take a spray the entire area, spray my hands, do my inhale, and then get to the cards. My cards is the same way that I can connect to my people, right? If I'm not able to like calm all the way down to connect to them, just us, then I would pull out tarot cards. I can also connect to my highest self if I write. So there are different tools that I can use to connect to different beings, different entities. But tarot cards is going to be easy. Like, and I read completely different than um, some people that I've come across. So just yeah, those are my things, and it's nice. I also have. This is just to let you know. Again, my list is so long, but it's not something that I do every single day. So, for example, Fridays for me, Fridays are ruled by Venus, right? And Venus we know is love. If you don't know anything about Venus, just know, okay, it's love. And so I like to incorporate self-love activities on Fridays. And so that can be, especially when I was in Mexico, I would do like my junk food Fridays. Because it just brought me some kind of peace, comfort, and home to me being in a completely different country and nobody was going to be around for me to go visit, right? None of my family members or anything like that. So, I had my junk food Fridays. And then Friday can also be a day where it's just like, you want to do your nails? Okay, well, if I'm gonna paint my nails, it's gonna be on a Friday. If I'm going to take my nail polish off, it's gonna be on a Friday. I'm usually not wearing nail polish. I kind of uh it just depends on how I'm feeling, but that would be on a Friday. Let's see. If I want to do a special kind of oil, that would be on a Friday, right? And so like let's say that, I want to do a special kind of oil to help with, my hair and the growth of my hair. Well, then I would do that on a Friday because it's a nice homey thing and I can pour my intentions into it, but I'm already in the energy of love because Venus rules Friday. So it's just those types of things where it's just like, oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, my list, y'all, the tools that I use, they flip out, they switch out. I am not a person who is in a box. So it's not like every single day I have to read tarot. Every single day I have to I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that kind of person. I'm really going off of how I feel. I'm going off of how I'm feeling. I stay attuned to some things. If I'm waking up, y'all, a few days, last week I want to say, I was waking up at like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what is going on? Who talking to me? And so then you just have to make time to, okay, let's see what's going on, what message needs to come through, and I can be quiet for that. If I'm not going to be quiet for that, especially at 2 or 3, I'm going to tell you right now, if I had to be quiet to get an answer at 2 and 3 in the morning, I'm gonna go right back to sleep because I'm gonna be too quiet and I'm gonna fall right back to sleep. So, it's just for me to be like, okay, somebody wants to come through, somebody has something it's something that I need to know that I'm missing. And so that's when I'll be sure to tune in or just ask the cards, what is it that I need to know? Another thing that I will do is the same thing that, you can connect to somebody who is, alive and chatting with you, you might be like, okay, let me see if I can connect to you. And then you connect to them. Well, I will do that through the cards. So let's say that I want to speak to a specific relative. Let's say I want to talk to my daddy, right? Then I will speak to the card and be like, okay, daddy, I'm talking to you. I want to make sure that I'm connected to you. And then I'll just pull a card, daddy, am I connected to you? And whatever, if that card is saying yes, then I'll know that I'm connected to my daddy. And I'll just go ahead and start asking the questions to my daddy, getting the answers from my daddy. So, it's just different things. Again, the things that I do is it's not out there. It's not like this is the thing to do because I'm not like that, y'all. I go with the flow. I'm outside the box. I am an Aquarius. Okay. So that's my list. Like I said, I wanted to kind of keep it a little short because it can, like I said, we can go on and on. I don't want to keep exhausting you because I don't want anyone who may be new think that they have to do all these things or think that they have to even do two of the things. Like you do you. I'm just sharing my journey with you. So if you have some of the same tools that I use, let me know in the comment section and let me know like if you have one it's like, oh man, like this is my favorite, girl, you didn't even mention this, but this one's my favorite. Like y'all know I really am passionate about all my spiritual tools and abilities and stuff. So chat with me in the comment section and let me know, like, do we use some of the same things? Do we use some of the same things but you use them differently? Like I said, my oils, I'll change and switch them out. I've never been able to duplicate a smell, no matter how much I love it, because I don't measure. And I am just going with what I'm needing in that moment. And so I'll probably have maybe 4 or 5 different bottles going around. They're gonna all have different things in them. They're gonna all smell different. When one of them runs out and I have to redo something, it's gonna be completely different. It's not gonna smell the same. Maybe the eucalyptus that I got smells like poop and I don't want it. So I have to return it. So now I have to work with something that's not eucalyptus, which is what I'm doing now. I really want eucalyptus and rosemary because those were some of the main ones that I used. But man, essential oils be different. And I don't like them. So yeah, I returned them. And so I don't have a rosemary and a eucalyptus, even though I was using the same company. But yeah. I don't know what's going on. Somebody told me that so many people are using essential oils that they're starting to dilute them and functify them a bit more. And so, it's going to be kind of hard to do that. So I actually have something that I want to experiment on to see how that works for me. And if so, I'll let y'all know later on. But yeah, back to what I was saying, let me know in the comment section if any of the tools that I'm using are tools that you use. If you want to know a little bit more about a tool that I brushed on, or if you use a tool, but you use it differently, or maybe we use it the exact same way, put in the comment section and let me know. All right. Um, I will chat with y'all later. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll chat with y'all later. Bye, y'all.